What's up, everyone? Today we have some fun TikToks to react to. Fatsapphicbro even said sitting on a chair is fatphobic. So get your popcorn and have fun.
With some skinny bitch on some other influencer's post. And it's just so funny how ignorant skinny people are. Like, the influencer made a mistake, educated herself, yet so many people in the comment section are still not getting it. Like, this mother who I'm arguing with, she's making all the regular fatphobic assumptions that all overweight people are unhealthy, you know, and that the BOPO movement is for everybody. And I've told her that it's a movement for marginalized bodies to fight systemic oppression. Yet she doesn't believe me or still thinks that she should be allowed in it, even though she's not in a marginalized body. And the last thing she said is so funny. And so she says that being fat should not be normalized. Yet she wants to be in the BOPO movement, yet she doesn't agree with anything the movement stands for.
While it's not 100% scientifically proven yet, I do think obese people are automatically unhealthy. I talked about it a lot in my other videos, but people who are obese are already in an elevated risk for high blood pressure, diabetes, and more, while putting a lot of pressure on their leg, which is, in my opinion, enough to call you unhealthy. The body positivity movement is for everybody, literally, and everyone should be allowed in it, because you're not a marginalized body either. The last thing she said is not funny. It's true. Being fat should never be normalized because it's literally a way to get a worse quality of life for short-term satisfaction, just like any other addiction, such as smoking or over-drinking. But making people feel okay in their body is the first step toward change. Making them care about their health and life is something that will help a lot of people get on the right track. So while saying being obese is okay is wrong, supporting people in their journey toward understanding the problem with their obesity is important.
This person says a lot of smaller people choose to sit in the wider chairs at doctors and hospitals, leaving me to either ask them to move or sit in pain. This is something that infuriates me. So thin people will talk about how thin privilege is fake. They will talk about how fat phobia is fake. They will talk about how we should not be accommodated as fat people. And then they will literally take everything meant for us. And it is absolutely infuriating. Like, if you're small and you see that there is one fucking chair that's extra wide, take your skinny ass and sit in any other fucking chair in the entire goddamn building and leave the double wide chair, the one double wide chair they have, for fat asses like me, please. Like, it is absolutely fucking infuriating to constantly be told that fat phobia is fake and that thin privilege is fake, blah, 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 and then see skinny bitches sitting in these fucking double wide chairs. It literally drives me nuts. Or seeing like two thin people sitting in the double wide chair, and I'm just like, no, it's not for couples, it's for fat people. Like, there are literally every other chair in the building is made for you, and you can't save these chairs for fat people. It's absolutely infuriating. Similarly to, like, you know, when people thrift clothes and they take all of the bigger sizes, even though they literally could pick from anything in the store, leaving poor fat people completely screwed and unable to find clothes at thrift stores. Like, it's so frustrating.
Wider chairs are not meant for you, they're meant for everyone. Just like public toilets that have a disability sign. Everyone is allowed to use them, but it's also a better option for disabled people. If you want to take someone else's chair because of your self-induced disability, you can go ahead and ask. They don't owe you anything. Why does it bother you so much if someone else sat in a bigger chair before you were even there? You want them to just know you're going to come there and need to sit? Just ask. And the fact you call it fat phobia? Like, what? I honestly could not wrap my head around it when I first saw that TikTok. How is that in any way, shape, or form fat phobia? Who asked you if the double wide chairs are for couples or not? It's just like I would say, no, this chair isn't for fat people. It's in case someone has their groceries with them for some reason. That statement, just like mine, is insanely dumb. And you don't decide what chairs are made for. And why is that not okay when thin people thrift bigger sizes? Like, what do you mean leaving poor fat people unable to purchase? What if they are also poor and they think it looks good on them? There are other people on this earth, you know. We don't have to follow your rules just because you chose to live like that.
Okay, I'm jumping in on the question of the hour. Is it fatphobic to not want yourself to be fat? The biggest defense of that argument is like,
Why is it a problem for me to have a preference about the way that my body looks? So I think this is a twofold thing. First of all, preferences don't exist in a vacuum. The reason that you would prefer to have a thin body is because of society's fat phobia. Duh. That is not an isolated thought that you came up with. So yeah, it is your preference, but do some critical thinking. Where did that come from? And two, I think that's a super bogus and lazy way to like write off this whole conversation. Because if people really started to question, why do we think this way and why do we value thinness so much, it would cause everyone to have to get more involved with fat liberation, and they just don't want to.
No, it's not fatphobic to not want to be fat, and preferences do very much exist. I don't want to be fat because of society? What? Well, if by society you mean the fact obesity is scientifically unhealthy, you're right. It has nothing to do with fat phobia. I'll tell you where it came from. It came from the CDC, saying, and I quote, "Obesity is serious because it's associated with poorer mental health outcomes and reduced quality of life. In the United States and worldwide, obesity is also associated with a leading cause of death, including deaths from diabetes, heart disease, and strokes, and some types of cancers." How would us questioning where our preferences come from make us get closer to fat liberation? All you have to do to know why obesity is bad is Google this exact same sentence on Google. So many studies prove obesity is bad for you. The only thing people like you are doing is indirectly kill others by saying obesity is healthy, nothing else. And that's the sad truth.
I'm gonna answer this one last time. You can do whatever you want to your body. Just like fat people can do whatever they want to their body. It's not a matter of what your personal preference for your body is. It's about why you have that preference and the way in which you externalize that to the people around you. If I wanted to be thin, if I wanted to go to the gym because I wanted to be thin, it would be because I did not want to be fat. Because I think that being fat is wrong, which is why I've gone to the gym every time in my life. It's not because I wanted to be healthy. I didn't care about being healthy. I'm already healthy. A lot of fat people are already healthy. It's about wanting to be thin because you don't want to be fat.
So the comment says, if people want to be healthy and thin, how is it fatphobic? And her answer got me so confused. If you want to go to the gym to be thin, it's not fatphobic. Even if you go to the gym for strictly physical reasons, it has nothing to do with fat phobia. Being in a thin body, while not too thin, is healthy and recommended. And if looking good helps you reach that goal, you should do it. It's not fatphobic to want to like how you look like in the mirror. And the fact you even chose to make this step and go to the gym shows you love yourself and not the other way around. Not wanting to be fat is a valid concern, and saying being fat is wrong is also valid. Being fat is unhealthy, which makes it a valid thing to want to stay away from. It's not fat phobia, it's self-care. And again, as I said, in my eyes, there is no being obese and healthy.
Okay, I had to take a couple days to like take a break from answering these because like y'all are a lot, but the reason people see so many positive changes sometimes when they lose weight, sometimes, not every time, but sometimes, is because of changes in diet and lifestyle generally. Let's use back pain as an example. The reason people see improvements in back pain when they lose weight isn't because of the actual weight loss, it's because of changes in diet usually, or changes in the kind of lifestyle they're living. It's the reason that a lot of people's health actually can improve when they gain weight. It's all about your lifestyle and how you're living and if you're living a healthy life, which has very little to do with weight.
I'm telling you, this TikTok has to be a joke. There's just no way. So the comment said that they lost 100 pounds and it helped them a lot with their medical conditions. There's no way she's saying people see changes because of the way they change their lifestyle, but it has nothing to do with their weight. What? Girl, you're forgetting the fact a healthy lifestyle will also lead you to lose weight if you're obese, which in turn will help your back pain and other problems. The two are connected, not separate. And obese people always have bad relationships with food. It's just a fact. A person with a good relationship with their food will never be obese. It's just basic logic. The way you feel has a lot to do with your weight, especially when you're obese. I just could not. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Have a good one.